Welcome you aboard. Your learning journey starts now. Alright, let's dive straight into the Bhagavad Gita. Forget the usual introductions, we're here to unpack this profound text, the Song of the Blessed One, and see what it has to say to us today. So, how do we even get started? Well, think about it. Way back when, American thinkers like Emerson and Thoreau, guys who were really digging into the big questions, they were already blown away by the Gita. Emerson called it the first of books, a voice from an ancient intelligence tackling the same stuff we wrestle with. Thoreau? He basically said, forget Shakespeare. The Gita takes you to a higher, purer, rarer place of thought. Imagine that. These guys, pioneers of American thought, finding this ancient text from India so deeply resonant. It wasn't just some dusty old book. It was like finding a kindred spirit, a kinsman, across the globe and centuries. They felt it spoke to their own quest for truth and authenticity. It's a powerful testament to the Gita's enduring power. Okay, so what exactly is this Bhagavad Gita? It literally means the Song of the Blessed One, and that Blessed One is Krishna. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The Gita isn't just floating out there, it's actually embedded in a massive, sprawling story called the Mahabharata. Think of it as the Mahabharata's Book 6. And the setting? A battlefield. Yep, Kurukshetra. The hero, Arjuna, the warrior, is about to fight a massive war, and he's got Krishna, his charioteer, who turns out to be God himself, right there. This isn't just some abstract philosophical chat, it's happening right before the chaos of war. That battlefield backdrop is crucial because it sets the stage for the most intense, real-life dilemma. So Arjuna, our hero, pulls up in the middle of the battlefield, looks at the opposing armies, and what does he see? His brothers, his cousins, his entire family, lined up to kill him. Suddenly, he's not just a soldier anymore, he's overwhelmed. He drops his weapons, refuses to fight. He's got a moral crisis, a classic dilemma. Do I fight for duty, for my kingdom, my family, or do I listen to my conscience, which screams at the thought of killing all these people? He's paralyzed, and that's the moment Krishna steps in. He says, okay Arjuna, let's talk about this. And the battlefield, buzzing with tension, becomes the stage for the most profound spiritual conversation imaginable. It's not just a philosophical debate, it's a life or death struggle for the soul. And what does Krishna teach? Oh, it's a lot. But the core themes are mind-blowing. First, dharma, duty. You gotta do your job, even if you don't like it, even if it's hard. Second, non-attachment, karma yoga. This is huge. It means acting without being obsessed with the results. Think of it like planting a seed. You plant it, you water it, but you don't constantly check the soil, worry about the weeds, or demand a specific type of flower. You just act, and let the universe unfold. Then there's self-realization, figuring out who you really are beyond the body and the ego. And let's not forget the path of love, bhakti yoga, surrendering to the divine. Krishna lays out the whole playbook for spiritual growth right there in the middle of the battlefield. One of the coolest things the Gita does is paint a picture of the sage, the enlightened person. It's like a portrait of the ultimate human being. This isn't just some abstract concept. The Gita describes it in detail, with passion and love. It's someone who's moved beyond the constant chatter of the ego, the I, me, mine. They live centered in their own true self, the Atman, which is described as deathless, radiant, and peaceful. It's a person overflowing with compassion, seeing the divine in everyone. The Gita also acknowledges that different people find different paths. Action, knowledge, meditation, devotion all lead to the same mountaintop. It's inclusive, saying everyone, regardless of their path, is welcome on this journey. So, how do we get there? How does the raw, selfish, turbulent mind, as Arjuna calls it, become this enlightened sage? It's a journey. It starts with confronting the messiness of our own minds, our desires, our attachments. Then comes the slow, gradual surrender of selfishness, letting go of the need for control and results. It's like letting go of a rope you're trying to hold onto too tightly. The Gita keeps hammering home this idea of letting go. Gandhi famously said it's the center around which the Gita is woven. It's the essence of Hinduism, let go. It's not about achieving some distant goal, it's realizing that peace is already there within us and letting go of the idea that we are not peace. It's the ultimate liberation. Now, the Gita's portrayal of the sage often has a very strong ascetic flavor. Think of the traditional image, someone who barely notices the body, has no use for money, no interest in worldly things. It might seem extreme, even repulsive. But here's the twist, this pure dispassion is actually a kind of compassion. It's not coldness, it's the result of a heart so vast, it embraces everything. As Ramana Maharshi put it, when you love everyone equally, you naturally drop out of the mundane world. You feel the whole world is your home. Now, there are other ways to be enlightened, like the Taoist model of being fully present and engaged in the world. But the Gita's portrait, while perhaps not the only way, is a powerful, classic example of the sage's state, and it's definitely worth studying and respecting. But let's be honest, the absolute highlight of the Gita is when Krishna talks about himself. These passages are electric. They're written with such energy, clarity, and passion that they're hard to match. He's not just describing himself, he's bursting with love, claiming to be the taste in water, the light in the sun, the sound in the air, the fragrance in the earth, the brilliance in fire, the life in the living. He's the primal seed within all beings, the wisdom of the wise, the splendor of the mighty. It's like the poet is speaking as God, and the love is just pouring out. It's a love song to reality itself, a hymn to everything beautiful, brave, and excellent. And crucially, it's inclusive. Krishna says, I return their love with my love, whatever path they take. He even holds out hope for the wicked criminal. If they love him, they'll find peace and reach the goal. It's incredibly tolerant. Then there's the 11th chapter, the climax. Krishna shows Arjuna his ultimate form, and it's terrifying. It's a theophany, a glimpse of the divine that's almost too much for the human mind to handle. Arjuna sees the entire universe, billions of life forms, packed into Krishna's body. He's described as blazing, measureless, massive, sun-flame splendor. This is God as pure energy, undifferentiated, not just the good guy, but the source of everything, including destruction. And this vision resonated deeply with Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. As he watched the first test explosion, he reportedly quoted the Gita, "If 1,000 suns were to rise and stand in the noon sky, blazing, such brilliance would be like the fierce brilliance of that mighty self." He also quoted the verse about Krishna being death, shatterer of worlds, annihilating all things. Talk about uncanny timing. It's a powerful reminder that God isn't just gentle love. It's also the raw, terrifying power of existence, embracing both creation and destruction. Here's a fascinating twist. The Gita itself seems to undermine its own authority. It has this incredible humility. It says, "For the one who has seen the truth, all scriptures are as unnecessary as a well for a village on the banks of a river." Boom. If you truly understand, the Gita is just a pointer, not the destination. It's like saying, once you learn to ride a bike, you don't need to keep reading the instruction manual. The ultimate goal is to transcend the need for the text itself. When you've truly grasped the truth, your mind is unmoving, absorbed in deep meditation, indifferent to the scriptures. It's the essence of yoga. This isn't about clinging to the book, it's about using it as a tool to reach a state where the book is no longer needed. It's a profound lesson in humility and the nature of true wisdom. This idea of the text pointing beyond itself reminds me of a beautiful Zen story. A monk arrives at a monastery called the Monastery of Spiritual Light. The Zen master asks him, "What is this spiritual light you seek?" The monk is stumped. The master answers, "Sunlight, lamplight." Just like that. Sunlight, lamplight. It's not some mystical, separate thing. It's the light you see every day, the light you use every night. It's the naturalness of existence. In the same way, the Gita points to a truth that's already there, in the ground we walk on, the food we eat, the gratitude we feel, just as naturally as breathing. When we practice sincerely, we peel away the layers of illusion, and these distinctions, sacred and profane, spiritual and unspiritual, start to dissolve. The wisdom is already inside us, waiting to be revealed. Now, let's quickly touch on the practical challenge, translating the Gita. It's originally in Sanskrit, and that's a whole different ballgame. The main meter, the shloka, is based on syllable count, 8 syllables per line, 4 lines, with specific long and short syllable patterns. Think classical Greek or Latin verse, but different. Trying to capture that in English, which is stress-based, is tricky. You want a form that feels dignified, like a poem, but also natural, like speech. The translator wrestled with this, trying tetrameter, which sounded too Old English, and eventually landed on a loose trimeter quatrain. It's a compromise, aiming for rhythm and flow while still conveying the original structure. It's a constant balancing act in translation, and there are words that are just too good to translate. Yoga, for instance. We think of yoga as just physical exercise, but in the Gita, it's so much more. It's the path, the practice, the discipline, the meditation, the whole spiritual journey. How do you capture all that in one English word? You can't. Same with guna, the 3 strands of nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas. These are qualities of reality representing purity, passion, and inertia, and they're woven into the fabric of existence. Trying to translate them limits their meaning. It's like trying to explain the Tao as just the way or yin and yang as just darkness and light. Sometimes, the original term is the best way to go, letting the context help us understand the nuances. It's part of the learning experience. One last point, and this is important, especially for us today. You'll notice the Gita often uses masculine pronouns for the sage, the wise person. Now, this is a reflection of the cultural context. the time it was written. It's not a universal statement about gender. The text itself acknowledges that rebirth as a woman is considered bad karma, and even then, it's devotion to Krishna that can overcome it. But the spirit of the Gita, the core truth it points towards, is universal. It's about liberation, peace, and understanding for all beings, regardless of gender. It's like the Tao Te Ching, which uses both male and female imagery for the master, reflecting a more fluid, inclusive worldview. So, while we need to acknowledge the historical context, we can still appreciate the profound wisdom the Gita offers, and hopefully, we can forgive the limitations of its language and focus on the timeless message. So, wrapping up, the Bhagavad Gita remains a powerhouse. It's not just ancient history, it's a living, breathing text that continues to resonate with people seeking meaning, purpose, and peace in their lives. It's a book of personal instruction, a guide to transforming our inner world. It uses language that's both poetic and clear, circling back to key ideas, patiently guiding the reader even if you feel like you're spiritually unfocused. It's a reminder that the ultimate truth, the wisdom, the peace, the freedom, is already within us, waiting to be discovered.